Hi, I am actually just going to use my phone to record today since I had technical difficulties the first time. So, transformations. Basically, our goal is to identify different transformations. The three we'll be working with today are translation, reflection, and rotation. And the reason why we are doing this is as you guys begin to do some research on your informational piece that will be in all of your books, a design element that you have to use would be some sort of transformations, which means when you have images on your paper, you would either have to translate them, reflect them, or rotate them, or dilate them, but we're going to talk about that one later on. So, the different kinds of transformations. A translation is the type of transformation in which a figure moves a certain distance. Every part of the figure is moved the same direction and distance. So you'll want to click and drag that to there. Reflection is a type of transformation where a figure makes a mirror image over the line of reflection. And then rotation is a type of transformation in which a figure turns a certain degree. So some examples of those would be over here. So you'll notice that the translation, basically you just like copy and paste and you don't do anything else to it, or maybe you just click and drag, and that's a translation. A rotation would be taking it and spinning it, and later on in the notes you'll get some practice doing that. And then a reflection is taking it and flipping it. So you notice there would be like a mirror right here where you would flip the L. Then down here we're going to talk about corresponding angles and sides. So corresponding angles and sides are very important when you start talking about transformations. And so basically what that means is that they're going to be in the same position after the transformation, or they're not necessarily in the same position, but like they're in the same position of the triangle. So when you look at A, it corresponds with H, and then C corresponds with J, and angle B corresponds with angle I. And you could also do it with line segments. So line segment AB corresponds with HI, AC corresponds with HJ, and then BC corresponds with IJ. So the real world thought of this is thinking about in our school, every team has their own hallway, and in each hallway, the math class is the first door on the left. So all of the math classes are corresponding. No matter which hallway you're in, the first left will be the math class. Okay, let's look at transformation or translation specifically. And then, so I'm just going to read this and you can click and drag and you can pause as needed. A translation slides an object. The size and the shape of the object stay the same after the translation. The location of the object changes after the translation. And in order to perform a translation, you need to know the direction you're moving and how far. So again, I know these are click and drags and so they don't take too long to do, but they're great notes and so you should come back as you need them. A reflection flips an object. The shape and size of the object stay the same after the reflection. The location and the orientation sometimes of the object changes after reflection. And in order to perform a reflection, you need to know the line of reflection. Basically, you need to know how far away from the mirror you are when it flips. And then we have rotations. Rotation turns an object. The size and the shape of an object stay the same after a rotation. The location and the orientation of the object change after a rotation. And in order to perform a rotation, you need to know both the degree and the direction of the rotation. Okay, now let's play with some of these. So to do the translation, you just click and drag. You can drag it up or you can drag it down, whichever direction you want it to go. But the point of the arrow should continue to face up. It's going to stay the same with the translation. It's just a click and drag. A rotation, you're going to see this little circle. You're going to take that and you can spin it. And what's cool about doing it on Google Slides is it tells you what angle you are rotating it. So if you wanted it 90, there you go. And then for reflection, what you do is you're going to take it, and so take this one and then you flip it all the way down and then it reflects it for you. Or you can take it and you can flip it sideways. And so I'm going to have you play around with the other two. The trick with reflection is that you have to get it exactly like you need to make it the same size. So this one did not do a very good job at that. But when we're doing reflections, oh goodness, that's even worse. They will be the same size and same shape as the object itself. So you go ahead and you play with translating the smiley face and the heart, and play with turning the rotation, flipping the reflection, dragging the translation, and hopefully this slide will help you a lot when you're thinking about your design elements. And finally, the last slide, what you need to do is you're going to see that A is here, and that is going to correspond with A prime. So A prime is how you would say that. Basically, it's like the new A, or the A after the transformation. So from A to go from here to here, I think that it would have to be reflected over the y-axis. So that means since A was 3 to the right, it's going to be 3 to the left. And then from there, it was translated 8 up. So that's how you could see what that transformation is. Over here, you'll see that the triangle is in the same shape and the corresponding sides are kind of in the same orientation as they were down here. And so I think this one was just translated. So you'll see that you could have taken this triangle, you could have slid it up 6 and to the right 5, and it would put it A prime right here. And so you can either write that in words, translated up 6 and right 5, and here's what it would look like if you wanted to write it in an ordered pair. You would take whatever your x coordinate is and add 5, and then whatever your y coordinate is and add 6. Down here, you'll see that, again, like looking at B, it's on the right side of the triangle, but here it's on the left. So that means they've probably flipped it and then translated it down. So I said it was reflected over the y-axis. Again, you know it was the y-axis because since it's 3 to the left, over here it's 3 to the right, and then it's translated 6 down. So once you flip the triangle, you just have to click and drag it down. And then, so that's just going to be the translated, okay? And then here, this one looks like when you take it and then you just turned it. So you took it and you rotated it 90 degrees counterclockwise. It is not based on 0, 0, which basically all of the rotations we do will be around the origin. So I'm not going to specifically go into what we rotated it around, but we can just put that it's rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. Hope that helps, and sorry that it took take 2 to get your notes. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have my microphone fixed on my computer. Thanks.